The stock market is having a nice little pullback, which is creating a great opportunity for option sellers to sell some cash secured puts. Here are the 10 that I'm watching for Monday's open. Yo, what's going on, premium chasers? I hope you're having a God blessed day today. Every single person, very, very special today. I'm giving away one of our hashtag not financial advice t-shirts. So if you want this free shirt, one lucky commenter, just drop a comment down below. And while you're down there, hit that like button and that subscribe button. But guys, today we're talking about the 10 best wheel strategy setups that I'm personally watching for this week. Now, obviously, we have our public portfolio, which we'll do a quick little review towards the end here on what we're looking at with the public portfolio. And obviously you can find all of those statements at onlypeterpru.com as well as optionsellerschool.com. But first one, guys, that we are paying attention to is Wells Fargo. Now, I'm not going to break down why these are on my high conviction watch list or not, guys. These are just my different trade ideas and setups that I'm paying attention to. And obviously this video would be an hour plus long if I went into all the fundamentals of the company and why I like them. So take these as ideas, especially from any YouTuber out there, guys. Never take financial advice from anybody. Make your own decisions, but take the ideas and run with them if you will. But what we are watching with Wells Fargo is the dip below the 200-day moving average. Obviously trading right now at 77 bucks, right? 77.67. I want to see this dip a little bit lower, right below the 200-day moving average. Now, it's already a fantastic setup in my opinion. We are seeing a ton of fantastic setups, but asterisk sign, right? The market's been on an absolute tear recently. Valuations are ridiculous. The market is way overvalued in my opinion. But with that said, we are seeing a nice little pullback, but I want to see a little bit more before kind of going, quote unquote, all in on some of these setups, right? With that said, I want to see it dip below the 200-day moving average and see where it lands, right? We still want to see where things fall and see a little bit of a support, right? We want to wait. Now, there's nothing wrong with jumping into those cash secured puts immediately and kind of like dollar cost averaging every 5 strike prices, so to speak. There's no that's not a bad play, especially if you kind of like, like stair step or ladder your cash secured puts that way. Not a problem. I do that very often. But with that said, I do want to see where Wells Fargo lands. We are seeing a good amount of opportunities across the banking sector right now. Next one is Chevron, a little bit more on the expensive end, but the big drop below the 300-day moving average here of 150 is I want to see where this thing lands now, right? Now, we have to watch this really, really closely here, guys. We really haven't seen this in quite a few months, right? Being at these levels in this like high 140-ish level. So I want to see where we're going to land with Chevron here. I am watching this one. This is a high conviction play for me that doesn't often get, as you see, towards that bottom Bollinger Band. It just doesn't really happen often with some of these stocks right now. Obviously, this is a great company, great dividend, great for the Ark Options Strategy. I just want to see us get a little bit lower, maybe towards that 145-ish range. We'll see. Even then, I mean, I just don't even see it getting that low, but who knows? Maybe we'll see it even dip even lower across the board in the entire market, which again, a healthy pullback in markets is a good thing, guys. I see a lot of people freaking out. It's healthy for a market to see pullbacks. That's just the way it is, okay? That's why having dry powder is so important. Next one, this is more on the cheaper side of things, okay? I have a good mixture of cheaper stuff and more expensive stocks, guys, in today's video. I have nothing against cheap or expensive stocks. I have a mixture of them all on my watch list. But with that said, Oxy, one of my favorites during the COVID times. This and airlines and cruise lines was where I was really honed in on during that. And I'm seeing that again right now with Oxy. Right now, we are in a bit of a free fall here with I don't want to say necessarily free fall, but I want to see us get a little bit under 40 and see where it lands at that point. I want to do like 35 puts on this. Ideally, that's my entry for this. I really want to see if we can get that 35. Obviously, in like that April timeframe, we hit around that 36, so I want to be just under that, preferably. That may not necessarily happen if we start seeing a crazy, we start seeing a lot of green at open after that first hour of open, then maybe I'll just open up something real quick at like a 40 or something like that if like some good news comes out about the government shutdown or the tariffs or the blah 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 blah, right? But with that said, when we drop down here to that 36 level, that was a great support right now, right? We have not hit 35 on Oxy, I don't even know since when. But with that, That's what I'm looking at. I would love to do 35 puts. I think that's a very, very safe bet, especially since I'm not necessarily wanting to get assigned. But with that said, still would be very happy getting assigned actually at 35. So that's what I'm watching. Need a little bit more dip. If it gets to that 40 range, I think the premiums on the 35s are going to be absolutely perfect. Next one, a little bit more on the boring side right here, but cheaper, is Hormel Foods. Okay, this one has been getting absolutely hammered since the end of August already. Now, this thing has been again hammered before all the crazy news came out, but with that said, this thing is still kind of in that falling knife pattern and is now dipped below its bottom Bollinger Band. You can see Bollinger Band now are kind of like, restabilizing, so to speak, right? They're tightening up a little bit here, but look at how well below the 2 and 300 day moving averages we are here. The 29 on the RSI, very, very heavily oversold this stock. I want to do something at like, honestly, I want to do like 20s, but it's impossible. I mean, the premiums are just not there yet. You really have to be close to the money here right now. But I do believe in this stock, great dividend payer as well. And just literally, I mean, all-time high lows like right now with over the last 5 years at least. So, this is something I might have to play a little bit closer to money. This may be the play that I do with the public portfolio. More on that in just a minute here. But this will probably be one of the cheaper stocks that I can actually pull off in the public portfolio. But here, I'm going to most likely have to do like 23s if it keeps going, maybe 2250s, 22s, whatever the options chain is gonna give me. So keep an eye out on that, especially if you're looking for like a cheaper stock with a nice dividend pickup on that. Mentioned Verizon yesterday as well. This is a big play for me this week. Continuing to fall here. This is when have we even been at this level before? Let me see over even just the past 5 years. We saw in October we dropped down to like those 20 or 30 level. April we dropped down, or January in 2025, we were down at that 38-ish level. And really since then, so we really haven't been at these levels really since the beginning of the year. And I think there's going to be a lot of support at that 38. If we see that, I have no problem doing 37s or something like that on Verizon. For me, this is all dollar cost averaging play. When I sell a put right now, Verizon, I'm totally assuming I'm going to be assigned here. I'm going to get that great dividend on this as well. So it's all well and good in my book, but I do think we'll see a nice support here at like that 37-ish level. Let's just call it, 37. I mean, it's basically 38 right now. So premiums aren't going to necessarily be that great even at 37, but you never know. We'll see. We got to kind of see where this thing falls. If we see a big red open, we have to make sure we're staying patient, especially for that first hour. Don't necessarily just jump into something for that first hour of the trading day, especially as an option seller. We're not day traders. We're not staring at the candlesticks. We don't need our heart pounding for moves to happen. But I am watching this one very, very closely here on the open. For my portfolio. A little bit of a different one that probably not a lot of people are talking about is Campbell's. Obviously, you guys know on the public portfolio, this was one of our fat-fingered stocks with the most insane return ever. Hint, hint, it was 0.06 ROI on collateral. But some of you guys know that story. But with that said, I am watching Campbell's again. You can see this one has been good for the wheel strategy right now. So I'm between this one or Hormel for the public portfolio for next. But you could see we've just been really playing in this, like, we kind of hit this bottom Bollinger Band at around 30. We jump up to like around the 33ish. Then we kind of come back down right towards 30. So I totally expect this thing to kind of come back here. I'm looking at 29s on Campbell's, keeping it really kind of really simple. I don't want to do 30s. I really don't want to do 30s, but we'll see what the 29s give me. If it gives me my 2% ROI on collateral, I'll jump into it. We'll see. Next one, Target. Target's been hammered hard these last year to date, right? My goodness, just a falling, I mean, you could say falling knife, right? Really a falling knife here, which I think is one of the bigger opportunities that I'm even talking about right now is Target. Look at this, man. Just getting wrecked here. 200-day moving average 106, 300-day moving average 119, trading at 85 right now. 85. My goodness, I can't believe it. It's like, I don't even want to keep doing positions in target because I feel like I'm going to over leverage myself with my target place. But, I can't help feel this is a really, really great company. But yeah, I mean, I'm going to consider 80s. I'm going to have to. I have to, to me, it's like stick to your plan, right? If you have a stock that is high conviction for you, nothing has necessarily fundamentally changed with it, and you still really believe in it, some of the best things to do is to do additional cash secured puts on that stock. And that's kind of where I'm at with Target, even though it does wrap up a lot of capital, man. This is a great company. Next one, I mentioned this one yesterday, is Qualcomm. Off a cliff, just dipped below the bottom Bollinger Band, still red in pre-market, obviously. Let's see where it lands, right? I'm looking at where it got to in April, right? It was around 125. 125 just in April. Just shows you how hot this market has been really since that rally in April, right? And this is so good for us option sellers. I can't stress it enough. If you're not selling options, guys, you're just missing out right now. You're missing out tremendously because it kind of forces us to do these puts here at these lower levels, and then the rallies are so intense here. And I do believe for the rest of this presidency, this is the kind of environment we're going to be trading in. So buckle up, guys. I mean, but honestly, it's a lot of fun because I've never been in a time since really COVID where we can get in and out of trades so quickly. Even COVID wasn't like this. I mean, yeah, you could do it, but there was only a few times, right? It's like here, it's like every other week, it seems like. And I've been talking a lot in my pre-market calls every morning at 9 a.m. I've been saying for like the last 2 months since April, since we really saw this rally after April, and like I guess since June, I've just been like slow. I've been like not really like going crazy. I'm kind of sitting on more cash. I'm just making not huge position sizes, 1-2 contracts here and there, because it just, you get that, I have that gut indicator where I'm like, dude, this doesn't make any sense. Everything is so ridiculously overvalued, right? We need I still think we have way more room back, but I don't know. That's why I'm gonna still take advantage while I can across the board where I see some opportunities. Next one is PNC as well. Dip below the 200 and 300 day moving averages as well. We need to see where this one lands, right? At the end of the day, we need to see where this one lands. But again, I'm just going back to April, right? Where were we at in April? Can we even get back down? People would be going crazy if we got just April. Guys, April was not that far away. That's literally a few months away. Look at the rally. Like when you start seeing the rally from 140, 150, we'll just say, but now it's at 183 and people are freaking out. The rally was too strong. I think we need to come back down. I don't know if it's necessarily going to we're going to see April levels again, but who knows, man? Tariffs on, tariffs off, right? My goodness gracious. I mean, we'll see. I'm going to take advantage of it though. Next one is Boeing. Not necessarily in the position yet, but I'm going to watch it closely. This is one of my safer plays, right? Or yes, it locks up a lot of collateral, but I'm a very long-term Boeing bull, right? So for me, I want to see it get back under that 206 bottom Bollinger Band. I'm going to shoot for cash secured puts at the 300-day moving average level of around 180, okay? So guys, a couple things happening on the public portfolio. Obviously, we have Kraft Heinz. That's not expiring till October 31st, so I'm going to pay attention to that. However, we have American Airlines $12 puts, okay? We got our American Airlines $12 puts that are expiring this Friday, so we got to be paying attention to that. We're a little bit more aggressive on that play. Obviously, we had a 3.36% ROI on collateral on that one, but it's all good. I'm still very long-term American Airlines. Even if I'm taking that assignment at 12, I still think I'm going to be able to do my 12 calls if I absolutely need to with where American Airlines is trading right now. Guys, if you want this full trade log, plus you want to learn more about the Ark Options Strategy, our mastermind, and our mentorship program, click that first link in the description of today's video. If you're not a toxic human being, you resonate with the content here, and you want to join an incredible community of option sellers, click that first link. You can even check us out on Trustpilot. Check out Option Seller School on Trustpilot. See what other people are saying about our community, because what we're building here is different than anything you have ever seen before. This isn't some Discord channel with 1,000 people in it where you're just a lost of voice. No, everything here I'm building is a real community of people I consider my friends, because I literally talk to them Monday through Friday all day long. So click that first link in the description of today's video if you want to learn more about that. And remember, guys, sell options, collect premiums, repeat. I'll see y'all tomorrow.